Okay, we finished update 1A for mission C2, and I get to take off the marker for the point of interest. We've already taken care of that. And the other thing I forgot to do at the end of my turn is when your turn ends, all the cards on the cooldown track slide one to the left. So that slides off, goes back to my hand. Forgot to do that. So that's back to the way it should be. When we're switching into an update, remember these markers stay the same, both places. Boost tokens stay the same. This one's missing, and all the cards stay the same. Well, now there's no cards left again, and we're going to be ready to see what happens next. Our instructions say that now we go to mission update number 2. When you're flipping pages, sometimes you have to skip a lot of pages to find the next update because it's like a big tree and you're on one branch going off onto another branch. So we're going to skip this page because that's not the page we want. Don't even look at it. Then we'll go up to mission update 2. So we're ready for mission update 2. And this is an interesting one to show off another aspect of this game. There's lots of story. Usually I'll just let you read the story yourself, but for this one, I'm going to see how I can do. So this is like the head commander, Umbrasius, and he says, "We're picking up a life form in the fuel control room with you. Check it out, Commander. We can't risk being compromised by a witness this early on." The final might have different art, and then even the story might be changed. So as we're entering the room, we see a slender shadow crouching near a desk. And it looks like it's a female engineer. And they're saying, "Please don't hurt me. I wasn't trying to. Please just let me go and I'll be on my way. I won't tell anyone about you. I just work here from time to time, I swear." Now, Ambrosius says she can't be trusted. Why would she be here if she wasn't affiliated with Hellfires? She may have caused the leak to sabotage you. Besides, now she's a witness, and we can't have that. Kill her, that's an order. That way we know she won't talk, and nobody will care about one more missing human around here. And then the female engineer says, no, please, I beg you. So here's an aspect of the game. There's going to be voting. Everyone that's in the game, all your heroes get to vote. And the choice is, what are we going to do? Are we going to follow our orders and kill the engineer we found? Or not? Everybody gets to vote yes or no. And the commander, if there's a tie, gets to break the tie. And here's what happens when we're done voting, the places that we're going to go. So let's see what happens with the vote. Okay, the vote is in. Adriel, typically he's a cautious guy, so he's probably normally would say we don't want any witnesses. We should get rid of that person we found. For the sake of this game, let's just say that Adriel says no. Let's just leave her be. That it won't be a problem. So we'll see how this works with a tie vote because a dominating commander, Antathus, he's saying we need to get rid of that witness. This is a war, and we're off on other things. We can't have our positions compromised. So he's saying, get rid of her. Adriel says, no, leave her be. It's a tie, 1-1 vote. Remember, the commander is the tiebreaker. So the tiebreaker is no, we're going to have to get rid of her. We're going to have to kill that person we found. So now we're looking in to say the vote was yes or no. And we're going to jump over that we voted yes because the tiebreaker was towards yes to kill them. So yes says C2B. I put notes here. We're going to start going off in like a tree form now with all these missions. So there's one set of missions that start with C2A, one set that start with C2B. We're going to go into the C2B branch. So what you want to do is don't peek at the other ones or you'll spoil it the next time. If you play this a second time, maybe put a mark right down in here what your final vote was, and then next time you play, maybe vote the other way just to see the other parts of the missions. So we're going to jump to what it said which was voting for C2B. So I found C2B right here, and this is the update. And now we get to start updating our legacy folder, the relationships. So we're going to start painting. Since we voted green yes to killer, we're going to vote color in the green side. There's going to be a red side and a green side. We're going to color that in. On the final game, it should be a erasable marker. In my game, it's not. But note that everyone doesn't do this. It says the people who voted paint this. So Antathis is the one who's going to be painting this. Remember, Adriel, for the sake of example, we had that hero vote no. So now he's painting in something different than Antathis. So Antathis, we're going to color in right here under the relationship with Umbrasis. We're going to color in 1 on the green because they obeyed orders. Now, Adriel, we're going to color in 1 for he wanted to disobey the orders. So they're now starting to differ in their relationships with that. And now the other thing it says, after we take care of that witness, it says to go and paint a dot. So there's dots on the bottom of the legacy folder, these relationships. There's all kinds of dots to color in, which is going to help decide consequences later on as we go through the campaign. So I put a little sticker on both of them for FE1D, just as instructed right there. And then the commander, the big commander, is going to give us a speech, and we're going to go off into C2B mission 4. We have to always keep track that we're in the C2B version, not the C2A version, and we'll go see what that is next. You can read this for yourself. Okay, now we're on mission C2B update 4. This is the map. What's going to happen, it tells us right here, we're going to place 7 block squares, but there's still no enemies appearing, maybe because we took out the one person that was in here. So here's where we're going to put those blocked entrances. The main commander is telling us, let's see, Commander, come in. The station is falling apart. Get your team back to the ship. Okay, we've got 6 turns for my with 2 heroes. I got 6 turns. The goal is to get onto the ship. If we don't get to the ship on time, we'll still be recovered, but we'll get 1 scar painted on our character sheets. The triggers are interesting for this one. Each player is going to take 1 unblockable damage. That unblockable means shields do not help. So your shields are not helping, doesn't really matter. Everyone's going to get 1 damage at the beginning of their turn. Not all the turns, only when it's their turn. And if you make it to the ship, you're no longer going to get that damage because you still, even on the ship, are going to be able to, required to take your turns. Failure is if everybody goes unconscious. Everyone will get recovered, but everyone will get 1 scar each. So we got the map over here. We've set it up. There's the blocked entrances. You can see how when this was devised, Emil was really kind and he blocked our way out. We got our guys here instead of running to the ship here. Right there's the ship. This is blocked. We're going to have to go all the way around, up, and over into the ship in 6 turns for both of us. So I've got the marker on 6. That's only 3 turns each. That's a lot of movement. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it. So the only cards that we're going to be interested in is Adriel's got move 4 squares with 2 dice that can bump it up. Goes into track 3 of the cooldown track. Run and Terror is Antathis, and it can move 3 squares plus 1 dice. What's interesting is later in the game, this one says I could use a green boost token to move one of my, two, it says 2 allies, 2 squares each. I don't have any green tokens right now. So later in the game, that will be one way to get someplace fast, is use that token to move others as well as yourself. So you'd be moving yourself fast plus moving others. We're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to see how this goes. I think I might actually rest extra trying to get this back to use it again, because this is really good. This one I might have to do some basic moves more while I wait for that to get off of the cooldown track. Okay, so we're ready to go. I put the damage cards right here because shields are not going to help. All these shields that we got right here and here, both maxed out, is not helpful. We're going to be taking damage cards, and that way you'll get to see how damage cards work in this game. And we're going to be starting on turn 6 next.